Alright, here's another unscripted video. This is the build I use for farming materials. It gives 64% movement speed and then an additional 6% drop rate from when you defeat enemies. It's noteworthy that the drop rate of the golden carps, 2% per golden carp, only affects when you defeat an enemy. It is not for when you farm for herbs, for example. It's great for when you farm the fungulings, which give you the monkey head fungus, which is by far the most challenging resource to get in this game for building medicines. But all the same, it is nice to have 3 of these. You obtain this by defeating yellow long, so to get 3, you unfortunately have to beat the game 3 times. But let's go into the movement speed bonus, because that's by far more interesting. We get 5% from the centipede guai, we get 10% from 2 pieces of pilgrims, we get 7% from the wind chime, which you do need the deluxe edition of the game to get, and then we get a whopping 42% from our gourd. 30% from Bluebridge Romance, and then another 12% from the Death Stinger paired with the double-combed rooster blood to poison you and then cleanse it to give that bonus. We're also using the Stained Jade Gourd just because it makes you drink faster, which is nice, needless to say, when you're using Pilgrims. And we are also using 4 pieces of Pilgrims. You don't need to, but I recommend it, as for at least farming Fungulings, sometimes you run into enemies on the way, and it's nice to have a little bit of extra bonus damage when you run into someone. We're also using the gold button. Again, this doesn't really need to be anything. None of these really matter too much unless you're farming for Fungulings. But the gold button is nice because you do get an additional 15 attack when you're at full HP, which is a majority of the time when you're farming for resources. So yeah, use this build, go out there and be like Sonic. It's pretty absurd just how fast this thing moves. All right.